How's it going, everyone? Today I wanted to talk about a really important thing in Elune, and that is a decision that a lot of people are having to make, and that is whether to scrap your extra Elunes or whether to fuse them to try to get better Elunes. And this is something I've seen a lot of people talking about in the Discord server, on the Elune Reddit, and I wanted to talk about why this is actually a bit of an easier decision than you might think it is. In order to do that, though, we have to talk about what the Elune Light currency is and what it's going to be used for, because it's a little bit unclear if you're still newer to the game, but it is a very, very good currency, but there's only so much of it that you're eventually going to end up needing. So if you go to the Elune menu, you'll see it right here at the top. It's this blue orb. I got 15,000 of it. And this is going to be your Elunes Light currency. Now, you get it through all sorts of different methods in the game. You do get it from scrapping your Elunes. You also get it from running your affinity quests. You get it from login rewards, events. There's plenty of different ways that you can end up getting this. But the main use for the Elunes Light, and the only use for the Elunes Light, as of right now anyway, is going to be for your bingo board. Now, on the menu, it's going to be this right here, L Summon at the bottom. Now, if you click on this, you're going to see a very interesting looking screen, and it's pretty intimidating, especially if you're new to the game. It took me a little while to really figure out how this bingo board works, but it is pretty simple. So what you're going to do with your Elunes Light is you're going to pay either 1,800 or 3,600 to summon an Elune from the bingo board. Now, once you end up summoning that Elune from the bingo board, it's going to light up, and really importantly, you can't end up getting it again. So when it comes to the Elunes Light, you can only actually summon a total of 25 units. Now, when you go through and you add it up, in order to summon all 25 units, it costs a total of 72,000 of the Elunes Light currency. Now, a lot of people are wondering, does this reset every day, every week? It looks like it resets every week now, but it's actually only once a month. And the reason is this is a monthly type of event, or I guess you could just consider it a feature of the game. But the reason is the game actually launched towards the end of this month right here, July. So it seems like it's a lot shorter, but in a couple of days, it's going to roll over to the next bingo board. You can actually take a look at it by clicking on the next button, and you'll have an entire month to clear out this entire bingo board here. So you'll have 1 full month in order to get 72,000 Elunes Lights to be able to summon everything on this bingo board. And when you end up getting each row, you get some bonus goodies right here. So there's 5 rows across, there's 5 rows up and down, and there's the 2 rows this way right here. So there's a total of 12 rows. You get these bonus goodies, but when you end up getting all 12 rows complete, you also get a bonus legendary summon. So really importantly, don't end up summoning from this bingo board. The only exception is to do your Coco quest. That's totally fine. That's why I actually did one of them right here. But if you don't actually have the full Elunes Light to complete your bingo board, I would hold off and wait until you do. Now, once you end up summoning everything from this bingo board, that's the 25 units, you'll see there's a few rares, but I believe it is mostly epic units. You won't actually be able to summon anymore. And I have a screenshot. I haven't actually done this. There's not that many people that have, because the game has only been out for about 4 to 5 days. So it's been pretty difficult to end up getting 72,000 Elunes Light in the last couple of days. But for the people who did end up completing it, this is just a screenshot of what it looks like right here. And you'll see current progress 12 out of 12. And you will not be able to summon from the bingo board anymore. Now, once again, this was an exception because the game ended up coming out really close to the end of this month, so it seems like this event or game feature was really short, but you'll have an entire month starting next month to be able to clear out this full board. So you'll have 30 plus full days, or however long the months are going to be, to get 72,000 Elunes Light. And once you end up summoning everything from the bingo board, you won't really have any use for it anymore after that. The only use for it is, I guess you could save it for the next month, so you can get a head start on the next one if you don't plan on playing as much. But, you know, if you end up having a whole bunch of extra for the next month, then you're just going to keep piling it up even more and more. And unless they introduce other things that you can do with this Elunes Light, you're really only going to need a total of 72,000 per month. At least that's how it is, the way that the feature works right now. So you don't actually need to go super crazy for this currency. The only exception is if you really want to try to find a way to clear out the bingo board for this month, because it's a short one. Once again, the game launched really late this month, so it's very, very difficult for most people to fill out this one. But starting next month, it's going to be a lot easier, especially if you ended up saving some of the Elunes Light from this month for the next one. So there's really only a certain amount of Elunes Light that you need to get. So if you're playing the game every day, if you're doing your dailies, and all the sorts of things that give you Elunes Light, things like your exploration, your affinity quests, your login rewards, it does pile up. I mean, I've already gotten 15,000, and that's just in the a few days of playing the game, and I really have not been scrapping that many units. Now, this is where I wanted to get into the discussion of scrapping. So scrapping versus fusing. Well, I'll show you guys the Elunes that I have right here, and I have a strategy that I have been using, I guess you could say, for fusion. I haven't been summoning. The only summons that I've done are the free tickets that we've gotten, and the introductory 10+1 summon, and the free select summon. But besides that, all these units have been through fusion pretty much. I'm saving a few greens for other reasons, just because I have the space to do so, just for my exploration. But I would say that you want to primarily end up focusing on using your units to fuse and get those fusion points, and then closer to the end of the month, if you still don't have the 72,000 Elunes Light that you are going to need to clear out that bingo board, then you can start taking the units that you've been fusing, all the extra copies. I've still got a whole bunch of 4 stars here, because once again, when it comes to fusion, I talked about this a lot in my fusion video, so I don't want to talk about it too much right now, but especially for the rares, you really want to focus on the lower stars first, because the main goal with fusion is to end up getting those fusion points so that you get your guaranteed 6-star epics. So that's why I have a lot of 4 stars, is because I really try not to fuse the 4 stars unless I absolutely have to, and I've ran out of 3 stars, 2 stars, and 1 stars. But that should be your primary focus. If you're saving some extra units, if you've got the space, just keep them there just in case. And if you do get closer to the end of the month and you still don't have your Elunes Lights needed to finish out that bingo board, then you can start taking some of the extra fusion units that have just been piling up, and then you can end up scrapping those to reach that 72,000 milestone. But priority speaking, I would say definitely be working on fusing your units before you end up scrapping them, because fusion is something that you can always be working on. You can always be making progress. There's no cap to how much fusion you can do. You always get those bonuses, you always get those points. When you get to the maximum, they roll over. But when it comes to the Elunes Light, there's really no reason to end up getting more than 72,000 per month. Unless you want to save up for the next one, or unless you really want to somehow go crazy and find a way to finish the bingo board for this first month the game just came out, which is a short one, then once you end up getting to 72,000 Elunes Lights every single month, there's not really a whole lot of use for them. So that's what I would do when it comes to fusion priority versus scrapping, and hopefully I was able to throw some information at you guys with this, so helps you guys out a little bit. So that's going to be about it for this video. I know I wanted to talk about it because this is definitely something I see a lot of people talking about in the Discord, on the Reddit, so I thought I would go over it, tell you guys what I've been doing, as well as some tips and tricks. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and it did help out. If you did enjoy it and you want to see more videos like this, consider subscribing to the channel and also leaving a like on the video. I know it's something a lot of people on YouTube say, but it does help out, so thank you very much to those of you guys that do. If you have any requests for any specific videos as well, feel free to let me know in the comments section as well. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Have a fantastic day, and until next time, this is Salt of the Salty Guild, signing out.